Good morning. This is May the 20th, 21st. This is May the 21st, Wednesday, 2025. We are in BBIS second semester compulsory English class, where last Monday you made a presentation on the story Shooting an Elephant. Was that? Yeah. Do you have any questions to ask me on that story? I'll answer your questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask your teacher on the story, ask me now. Or you can say that essay is not a story, but you can say autobiographical essay also. Personal essay, where the writer talks about one incident from his life when he was stationed in Burma. You can see the theme of conflict and tension between the European colonizing forces and the Burman colonized subjects in the story. And that theme of tension also seems to be represented symbolically by the elephant itself. That creates a trouble, and somebody in that other class argued that the killing of the elephant symbolizes the fall of the empire. That was an argument. Today we are going to read another text, the next one, which is Steve Jobs' Stanford University commencement speech. What is a commencement speech? Any idea? What is a commencement speech? A commencement speech is a speech that is delivered to you when you complete your studies at the university and when you are about to leave the university and go to your life. So you are commencing your life. You are beginning your life. So the university gives you advice that is very valuable. Commencement speeches change life, or they are supposed to be that important. For example, on May 20th, 1987, my school had a commencement speech ceremony, I remember. We, grade 12 passing students, were invited in a big hall, and the principal came there to give the last speech of our school day in our life, because May 20th is the last school day in Indian calendar every year. Schools close for 1 month or 1.5 months. All schools in India close on May 20th and they reopen on July 8th. So we took grade 12 exam, then the principal called us for speech. And I don't remember the whole speech, he spoke in Hindi. But one sentence I remember, because that sentence changed my life. The sentence that my principal spoke on May 20th, 1987 was, he spoke in Hindi, Copy down this sentence because you're talking. Copy down the sentence. This is what he said. His name was, my principals do not take out the mobile without my permission. I'll simply seize it. Put the mobile in the bag. If you keep a mobile outside bag, I'll simply take it. Whether you use or not, I don't mind. It's an offense in my class to bring the mobile out of your bag. No. I'm very frank, and I may sound harsh, but I'm very clear. Please make sure your mobile phones are not outside your bags in my class without my permission. You will take the mobiles out, but only if I allow you. If there is one thing I hate in my class, it's people who take mobiles out during class. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know you are addicted, but it's the biggest distraction. Okay. Note the sentence. Translate the sentence into English quickly. First note in Hindi, then translate into English. Quickly. Translate what you understand by this sentence into English. Translate what this sentence says into English. If you do not understand this sentence, raise your hand. I'll explain. Quickly. Write this sentence in English. Translation is a very effective way of understanding something. When you translate something and when you translate an idea from one language into another, it resides into memory and you understand, you don't forget. Done? He said, अगर तुमको कोई बात समझ में ना आए तो किसी और को बुलाकर उसे वह बात समझाने की कोशिश करो। जब तुम उसको वह बात समझाने की कोशिश करोगे तो तुम खुद भी वह बात समझ जाओगे। If you do not understand any concept or idea or a topic or a subject matter, call someone junior to you, your brother, sister, family member, friend, anybody, and try to explain that idea, concept, matter to that fellow. And when you attempt to explain something to people, not only they understand, you start understanding the idea yourself. And how this changed my life? From the next day, May 21st, I began teaching. Because when you teach, you try to make somebody understand something. And many times when I prepare lessons at home, I'm not very clear. I don't fully understand the lesson when I read the lesson at home. And when I come to class, I'm hazy. I'm not very clear. But as I start teaching to my students, layers of meaning start unraveling. And at the end of the class, I understand the chapter better. That's why teaching is the most powerful strategy to understand something. And there is a saying that the most effective teaching is making students teach their class. Like you came last time there, you had mobiles, you had notes, no problem, but what you did there was a very powerful thing. Those people who presented, they certainly have a better understanding of the essay than other people in the class because they taught. So teachers in every class understand their lessons better. Okay. Here is an introductory note. Let's read the note and see what it says. It says one important thing. It says that in this speech, what Steve Jobs did, he offered students insight into how to lead a successful life. How to lead a successful life. Like my principal told me how to understand something in life. How? By teaching people, and I became a teacher. Right? I began teaching the son of the milkman. I taught him grammar, and he is a teacher today. His name is Chandrabhan Yadav. He was the son of the milkman who delivered milk at my home. I taught him grammar, and today he is a government teacher, primary level teacher in India. And I'll say part of the credit goes to my effort to teach him grammar. Right? Okay. So here you read that he advises how to lead successful life. Now, in your copy, I've written that question. Have you copied this question? Give a question mark and write. Did you write? Now, with pin drop silence, for another 45 minutes, you will read this story without my help. I'll be in the class. And you will answer this question and you will show me by the end of the class. So if your copy is blank at the end of the class, you are punishable. Call me for help if you need, but at the end of the 45 minutes, your copy will have 1-page answer at least, or 1.5-page answer of this question. Because Steve Jobs in this speech tells how to live a successful life. Your time starts now. With pin drop silence, you read, you can talk to people next to you, you can work in pair. You can talk to people next to you, you can work in pair. But everybody will write the answer. Call me for help if you need to. Write the answer, call me for help. Please read the story. Wherever you have confusion, any word meaning, phrase meaning, first think yourself what might it mean, then ask me, I'll explain. Please read seriously. How to lead a successful life. One answer you get right in the second paragraph. The first answer comes right in second paragraph, connecting the dots. But you need to understand what connecting dot means, reading the whole story. You need help? Hmm.
I forgot to bring my book. Can I read from
Where is your book?
at home?
Huh? Home?
Yeah, I forgot to bring.
So how should I help you?
Can I read from phone?
Is it in your phone?
Yes.
Okay, read. If you do not have the book, and if your phone has the book, read from the phone. You don't have a book? How are you reading? But you are not reading. You are not reading. He is reading. Okay. Make sure you finish reading as well as writing in 45 minutes. Make sure you're also writing down as you read. Write, make notes. Write, make notes. Read, understand, make notes. Please read seriously, understand, and then make notes answering the question, how to make life meaningful, successful. Read, understand, write the answer. Okay, I finished reading. Have you read it all? I finished all. Okay. Write the answer now. Call me for help if you need. Question is simple. How to lead a successful life? What advice does he give? He gives some advice directly and some advice you can figure out from the things that he says. We have about 8 more minutes. At 7:45, I'll start explaining something. Write for 8 more minutes and see how much you can write. You are answering that question. How to lead a successful life. Keep writing, keep writing. Please simply keep writing. Keep writing. If you need my help, call me. Okay, stop writing and now listen to me. You can complete that at home. So, if you see the first paragraph where he says that he will tell 3 stories from my life. The question is, what leads us to success? One answer I find here is, cherish your life, enjoy your life, and live your life so that it becomes a story that people would like to listen to. This evening, this afternoon, find someone. If you find no one, turn to your blog, if you write a blog, video blog, or any blog, word, verbal blog, and tell your life story so far in a page. Write when you were born, describe your primary education, school education, +2, and cover important turning points in your life. Narrate important incidents, and then tell how you are at LSEM and how you look back at your life. Look back and try to evaluate your life. So first point is, you should reflect. You should reflect. You should look back in your life, upon your life, and then judge how is my life so far, and what do I learn from the past 18 years for the next life. That's what I learned reading this paragraph. Now, second, connecting the dots. What is that? You are here, right? And this is future. This is past. This is present. Nobody has seen the future. We can't predict the future. It's very difficult. It's impossible to know what will I do tomorrow. But one way you can guarantee you will have a better future is, look back at your past and learn lessons from your past, and then decide for the future. When you want to decide what should I do tomorrow, ask a question. What was I doing yesterday and what happened to me? If you made a mistake last week, learn a lesson not to repeat that mistake next week, and plan accordingly. Use your past experience to think about future. Second, if you go down, he says he dropped from the college but stayed around. I couldn't understand this point. It was difficult for me because, once you drop, you are not normally allowed to get into the college. But he says, though he was not formally a student, he dropped, but he kept going there. What I learned was that do not quit because you fail. How do you succeed in life? You fail. People fail. Who fails? Those who study, they fail. Who fails? Those who go to college, they fail. Failing doesn't mean losing life. Do not quit. Keep struggling. Keep struggling. That's what I learned, right? Then, when he says he dropped out, but he dropped in. What is drop in? Casual visit. This is very important, because everything in his life changed because of this thing, this decision to drop in, going to college casually. And look how it happened. Then he answers the question, why did I drop? And he says that it all started before I was born. Now, I won't tell the story. You read that biography by Saxon previously. You read a chapter where Atari and India. In the text Atari and India, you read a lot about his history. Didn't you read? Do you remember? You read there. Why? Because he always wanted to know who he is, because he didn't know who his biological parents were. So he goes back to the story, right? I won't tell the story, but what I learned from this paragraph was Pay attention to your origins. Look back to your origin. Where have you come from? Your parents, your ancestry, your family. See what you can learn from them, right? Do not ignore where you were born. Then, okay, this paragraph, here is something important to learn about life, how to succeed in life. He says that they chose most expensive college. And his parents spent all the money they had to educate, only to be dropped out. What I learned here is, do not choose very expensive college. Join an ordinary college and work hard. You don't have to be at a very expensive college to be successful in life. Right? That's what I learned. I don't know what you learned, right? So he joins expensive college, right? And see, another important thing for the college, if this essay was read by principal sir or anybody, I'll ask him to think about it. See, a college should give you a clear idea what you want to do in your life. That's what a college should do. That's what education is. What is education? Education should help you understand the purpose of life, not memorize answers for the exam and vomit in exam. What is education? It should help you understand, figure out the purpose of my life. Right in class 12, my school clearly helped me understand the purpose of my life teaching. I knew. In my commencement speech, in his commencement speech in my college, 1987, May 20th, I knew the purpose of my life. I knew I was born to be a teacher and became a teacher. I have enjoyed this job throughout my last 35 years. The best part of day is when I'm in my classroom as a teacher. I love teaching. So, understand what do you want to do with my life. I wanted to help people in my life to make their life better. Okay, then look, why did he drop? Because he felt the college is not helping me understand the purpose of life, right? So he decides to drop. And what did I learn from this essay? This paragraph, I mean. You don't have to join a very famous, prosperous, expensive college. You should join a college that is not expensive, but that teaches you the purpose and sense and meaning of life, right? Look, he says, I decided to drop out. That was the best decision I ever made. Why? Why it was best decision to drop out? Here is the answer. I could stop taking the required classes. There were subjects which he didn't like, and he had to study. Universities, education system should never teach you something you don't like. One thing I learned. So do not study something you don't like. Study what you like. I studied English because I liked English. I became a teacher. I earned good money. My life is fine. Study what you like, right? Study what you are interested in. So he began to drop in those classes which were interesting to him. Do what interests you, not what your parents ask you, or what your school asks you, or what the world asks you. Okay, then, look, slept on the floor in friend's room. What do you learn from this line? Be ready for hard things in life. Be ready for tough days in life. Be ready for difficulties. Accept them. Live with difficulties. Right? Look, he sells Coke bottles for 5 cents to buy food. Look his poverty. He didn't ask his parents, give me money for food. Look, learn this. He didn't go to his father and mother says, I am hungry, give me money to eat. What? Rather than asking parents for money, he collected Coke bottles and sold them. Why? To feed himself. What do you learn from this? Do not depend on the parents. Stand on your own. Get a job, earn some money. I started my first job in 1991. I was 22. And since then, I never asked for money with my parents. Since then. Okay. Then what do you learn here? Look here. He will walk miles and go to Hare Krishna temple because on Sunday they gave free food. He walked miles to get free food. What do you learn? Work hard if you want to get something. He would walk 2, 3 miles, 4 miles to get food on Sunday. Another thing you learn is always follow your curiosity and intuition, not force. Follow your curiosity. You love music? Okay, study that. Do not follow your parents' curiosity. Follow your curiosity. What are you interested in? Follow that. From my school days, I was very curious about explaining things to people, and I became a teacher. I followed my curiosity very clearly. Right? Then, following his curiosity, what did he do? He learned about calligraphy. Right? Hand calligraphy. And that hand calligraphy was useful 10 years later when he established the Mac company, right? You read about how the Mac company, the first Macintosh computers, used that font, right, in personal computers. Then, look, trust your guts, trust your destiny, trust your life, trust karma, trust your deeds you do. Believe I can work, believe I can achieve. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. First story. Second story, love and loss. What love? Two kinds of love he talks. One, the girl he found, he married. Second, he says, in this section he says, love what you do and do what you love. Then you will be successful in life. Love what you do. I teach, I love teaching. I give my whole energy to this job. And do what you love. Right? Second love, he found the girl, he married. Third love, you can say, he had full interest in learning that calligraphy, which he used in his Mac computers, right? And within 10 years, he had $2 billion company with 4,000 employees. Then he got fired, right? He got fired, devastating thing, right? He got fired. Then what happened? Okay, move ahead. Always feel that you are a beginner. Don't have hubris. Don't be so proud of where you are. He says that, here, the happiness of successful. Do not be proud of your success. Always be very simple. Always feel like you are beginning life, you are learning something, right? Okay. Follow your creative interest. Be creative. Be something new. Do something different, right? Look, he starts a next company. Pixar, becomes successful. Okay, here he tells a lot of things clearly, right? Okay, in this one, for example, life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If life gives you lemons, not honey, make lemonade. And do away with it, right? Take whatever life gives positively. Love what you do. Find what you love and do it. Right? Okay. Then, Look, only way to do great work is love what you do. I do teaching because I love teaching. You may not like it, but I like it, right? So ask yourself, are you doing what you love, or are you doing something your parents are forcing you? Do not settle when you fail. Keep going. Do not settle, right? Keep struggling. Okay, then live as if every day is the last day of your life. Imagine tomorrow I'm going to die. Then you will enjoy life. You will live fully, right? Then what else do we have? Look, he was diagnosed with cancer, but he was cured, and you know that he died of cancer. Steve Jobs died of cancer later on. That is not given here. Okay. Do not waste time. How do you waste time? When you live someone else's life. Your life is wasted if you follow other people's dream. Most of us follow parents' dream. Follow your dream, right? Do not let the noise of other opinion drown out your own inner voice. Let people criticize. Follow your heart. Aurele ke bhanla. Don't think that. Jesu ke bhanla. I'll follow my dream. Right? Then, last. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. What do you mean by this last line? Stay hungry. Stay foolish. I got the first phrase, stay hungry, but I didn't get the second phrase. Anybody? Stay hungry. What I understood is, always have the hunger to discover something, hunger to learn something, hunger to meet people, hunger to do something new, hunger to do something different, hunger to change, hunger to develop. But I didn't get that second phrase, staying foolish. Tomorrow somebody will tell me what the meaning of second phrase is, staying foolish. Right? Now, next poem. There is a poem in the course. Small poem. Raise your hand, who will present the poem? Carlos will present the poem. Okay, a small poem. Carlos will present the poem. And the next story, after the poem, there's a story. You will present the story. Sonia will present the next story. Small story there, after the poem. Find out. Okay. Thank you. Oh God, it took us longer. Time is over. Quick.